Good morning. Hello, hello. My name is Eric Baumier, and today is a 30-minute presence practice. We'll split this up between 15 minutes of breath work and 15 minutes of meditation. So if you're new to either of these practices, welcome. The invitation here is to try things out, see what feels good, and give it a shot. You are welcome to come into this space in any way that you are. And that could be from carrying the weight of the week. It could have been a really busy week, or maybe there's some big weekend plans coming, and that's okay. This is our time to come here into this space together to see if we can be with what is and to let go of what is no longer serving. So, this practice can be done seated, it can be done lying down, standing, your choice. So finding yourself into whatever position is comfortable to you. And it also doesn't mean that you can't move once you've selected that position. These practices are not practices of absolute stillness. They are practices of consciousness, of awareness. And so to readjust, the only ask is that you do it with intention, that you bring in consciousness to that. So we'll start with bringing consciousness to our connection to the ground. Can you feel the surface below you? Can you feel whatever the body is making contact with? This could be at your feet, it could be at the seat, it could be somewhere where the hands are resting. And then, if it feels right, closing down the eyes or lowering the gaze and starting to go inward, wrapping attention around that sensation of groundedness, wherever the body is making contact. Feeling the steadiness and stableness underneath you. And just beginning to allow the body to settle. If there's any fidgeting or movement that wants to happen, you're welcome to tend to the body. And then it's from here, this place of contact, that will begin to invite in conscious awareness of our breath. We have this really cool ability that we can work with our body to breathe in and to breathe out. Conscious effort of breath, breathing in, and conscious effort of breath, breathing out. Just doing that a few times, getting used to that conscious control that we can work with the body to breathe in, and we can work with the body to breathe out. When we have enough executive function online that we can work with the body to consciously breathe in, we're signaling to the rest of the body through the nervous system that we are not in an active danger. We are safe. We have the capacity right now to tell ourselves to breathe in and to breathe out. And we can bring structure to that ability, beginning to equalize our inhales and exhales. And we'll do this with a breath count. I'll start us off and then I'll fade away, beginning in 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. 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 And continuing on your time. Circular breathing, a continuous cycle of breath in and out. No beginning and no end. And seeing if you can elongate the inhale by a count and elongate the exhale by a count. So working up to a 5 in and a 5 out. And encouraging you to try this in and out through the nose. A 5 count in through the nose and a 5 count out through the nose. And continuing the cycle in and out. And as you work with breath, see if there's a place in the body that you can feel if there is tension or if there's a place the body is holding. And see if you can breathe into that space. Maybe it's the shoulders or the jaw, the belly, the hands, somewhere where you may be holding on to something. Breathing deeply into that space and exhale, letting it go. If it's the jaw, maybe you can allow the jaw to hang looser on your next exhale. If it's the shoulders, maybe you can allow the shoulders to drop a little bit on the next exhale. If it's the belly, maybe you can release, bracing on the next exhale. If it's the hands, maybe you can release the wrists and the fingers a little bit more, dropping anything that you're holding on to. Continuing to breathe in the pattern of 5 in, 5 out. And if the mind wanders, continue to bring it back with breath. or even that sensation of groundedness that we explored in the beginning. I'm going to introduce an additional inhale here in a moment. We'll take two inhales together, and then we'll slowly let out the exhale. And I'll encourage this in and out through the nose. In three, two, one. In, and out. In, in, and out. Maybe the first in fills the belly, the second in fills the chest. In, in, and out. In, and out. In, in, and out. Two more together. In, and out. In, in, and out. You can continue that pattern, or you can move back to circular breathing. Just noticing how you feel and what will serve you most right now. Noticing again if there's any place in the body with tension or gripping. And can you use one of these breath patterns to invite in openness and let go what is no longer serving? Beginning to release the breath practices, handing back control of the breath to the body. Just like we discovered that we can have conscious control of the body or of the breath, can also acknowledge and trust that the body will do the work without us needing to manage it. As you let go of conscious breath and slide back into the role of the observer, feeling the connection to the ground below you, we'll begin to open up to additional sensations. So starting with that earth feeling that grounded feeling, noticing where the body is making contact with surface below it, and getting curious about what the body is feeling at those locations. How many places on the body can you notice that contact? And what does it feel like when the body is held? What does the ground below you feel like? And where do you feel it? You can also get curious about the air around you. What does the air around you feel like? And where do you feel air? Is there a place of exposed skin where you can feel the gentle movement of air? Or maybe you can notice the room's temperature. Where the body has clothing, can you feel the difference between covered skin and exposed skin? Can you feel any moisture in or around the body? Saliva in the mouth, sweat in the hands or the armpits, or the crooks of the knees or the elbows, the humidity of the air. How much of your environment can you open up to without needing to explain it, without needing to change it, without needing it to make sense, other than the fact that your senses are making sense of it? Our body is this data center with all sorts of inputs and receptors that can receive to be able to tell data of our environment. the steadiness of the ground, the movement temperature of air, the amount of moisture available to the body, sounds in the environment. It can be overwhelming, overstimulating, with so much coming into our field. And so when we practice meditation, we practice being with what is, noticing and observing what is alive for the body. What's the data being collected by the body at a somatic and felt experience level? Steadiness of the ground, coolness of the breeze, warmth of light, and noticing how the interplay allows us to make sense of what's happening. And then the opportunity to notice preference, to notice attachment, to notice aversion. Right now, my toes are chilly. I don't love that. I don't love having chilly toes. I have a preference for warmth. But right now, can I be with that sensation? Or can I make a conscious choice to tend to the body? And right now, I can be with that sensation, working with my preference, working with my attachment, and letting go. Letting go of what it is that I want and accepting what is and being with what is without needing to change it. My body is signaling to me that it's not in immediate danger. I have executive function. And the chilliness at my toes is not detrimental to my being. So can I be with it? Can I be with exactly what's here without needing to change it because I recognize that it's not an immediate danger? That's the wisdom of the body. As you sit with the body, continuing to observe and notice, Noticing what's happening in you, around you. And again, what data is available? What can you know about what the body is feeling? I can know ground steady, air moving, mouth wet, and from there, accepting that that's okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. We'll begin to close out this practice with gratitude. Thank you, body, for all that you can feel. Thank you, body, for all that you can detect, all the information that you bring to my attention to help me make conscious choices about what it is that I want to do to tend to you. I don't have to like everything that you tell me. I can accept it and I can work with it. Thank you, body. Taking a deep breath in and letting it go. Bringing back subtle movements to the fingers and the toes, rolling out the wrists, rolling out the ankles, rolling out the shoulders, and any additional movements that feel right to you as you wake the body back up. And if it feels right, opening the eyes, coming back into your space, naming objects as you see them, and then reconnecting back to that grounded sensation, the feeling of contact. Hmm. I hope that you move through this day with a little bit more ease and a little bit more presence. It's with deep appreciation. Thank you so much for being here today. If you found this valuable, I do this 30-minute practice every Saturday. You can subscribe, hit that notification bell to be alerted when that happens. And I also have content coming out throughout the week. So be well, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.